So, what's your name?
Sherri Millward.
Hi, Sherri. Nice
Hi.
to meet you. So, tell me about, a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what your childhood was like. I want to hear your story and to see how you ended up where you are today.
Okay. My name is Sherri Millward. I was born and raised in Northeast Philadelphia. I have been in Florida for about 22 years now. I was taken from my dad from child abuse. I came down here with my sister. At the age of 14, she ended up taking me out. Didn't know anybody in Florida but my children's father at this moment. And he took me under his wing ever since. I was with him for 20 years. I have 4 beautiful kids. I started becoming addicted to Percocets. It started off with my teeth. So I had a lot of teeth problems when I was pregnant. I was losing teeth like crazy. And the dentist kept prescribing me pills. And then when I was pregnant, I would go to the hospital and tell me, I'm having teeth pain. And they kept writing me a prescription for Percocets, being pregnant and all. Well, I didn't think of anything was a big deal. I was addicted. Me and my fiance at the time were addicted to coke. We loved to party, we didn't think anything bad of it. We weren't addicted, we weren't withdrawing over it. We just liked to party. We were young teenage kids. I did have a daughter at the age of 16. We still did party though. My kids were taken care of. She was taken care of. From what I thought was the best way to take care of a kid. And then I took a Percocet one day, and I'm at work, and I realized that it's the Percocet's coke without the come down, and I became full blown. Everything that I have done in my life, I have a very addicting personality, and I just went full force into the Percocets, and then I realized Percocets became Oxys, Roxys, morphine, whatever pill I could get my hands on at that time. My mother-in-law was feeding me Percocets for free, so I didn't have to pay for anything at the time. And next thing you know, I'm full-blown addicted to pain pills. I got pregnant with my 3rd child at this time, which I couldn't get off the pain pills. I was lying to the doctors, lying to everybody, and yet they still kept writing me these prescriptions for pain pills. When I had him, he was addicted to opiates. They couldn't take him away because I had prescriptions for every time I went into a doctor. I had a prescription from the minute I walked into a week before I went into labor. Saying that she has written these prescriptions, so I thought I got away with it. I knew at that time I had a problem, but I still wasn't ready to face it head on. So I got away with that one. And then one day I ended up meeting another guy. I've been a mother my whole life. I haven't got to live any of my teenage years. And once I met this guy, it was fun. It was teenage years again. I didn't have no responsibility. Me and my baby daddy were in a very bad terms at this time, and I ended up leaving him for this guy. Well, when I got with this guy, I told him, look, I'm going to be pill sick. And he goes, well, I'm going to take you to Overtown. I think we can get you some Percocets there. Okay. Well, come to find out, there was only a thing called fentanyl at this time. And I said, hey, I'll try. I'm an addict. I don't care. And oh my God, the first time I did fentanyl, it was the best feeling. I was snorting it. A bag was lasting me 2 days. So again, I didn't think I was fully addicted to it. But then I got pregnant again. And this time I was not stopping. I was heavy on any type of drug I could. Crystal meth, crack, fentanyl. I just didn't want to believe that I was pregnant again. I wasn't ready to go through it. I wanted to go away. Well, I ended up having her. She's a very healthy, beautiful girl. Yes, of course, she was addicted to fentanyl, which she became a tough little girl, and she got over it. She was in the NICU for about 2 months, and I ended up losing all rights to my kids. Well, after that, my boyfriend at the time went to jail. I didn't have anybody in Florida. I don't know nobody. All I knew was Overtown. I was here every day. I knew I could get my drugs. No care, no worries. I just wanted to get high. And that's where I went. Next thing you know, I started shooting dope. I don't have any veins. I can go to a blood clinic and they will actually pay me because they can't hit a vein. This was the first 3 days of me shooting up on dope, which ended up into a thing called cellulitis, which blew my hand up. I could have lost my hand. And once I shot dope, there was no looking back. I didn't give a fuck about nothing, no one. It was just, I always said, what, fentanyl is the only thing that hasn't turned its back on me. I feel like everybody in my life has betrayed me, and coming to realize that I'm the piece of shit in this. I can't be the one to say no for my kids. I can't be the one to just say I don't want to do it no more. My kids didn't have any reason. They didn't have a say to become born into addiction. I always said I didn't want to be like my mom when I grew up. My mom was never there for me. And I have 4 kids. An 18-year-old, a 10-year-old, a 9-year-old, and a 2-year-old now. And I haven't seen them in over 2 years. I've been raped out here. My teeth have gotten knocked out. I'm a good person. I just make really stupid decisions. And it got to the point where I went into try to get help before. It doesn't help. It's easy to get clean. Staying clean is a problem for me. I mean, I think I was clean for 3 months, and I didn't want it. I wasn't ready personally to do it. I had just lost my husband. I lost my kids. I didn't want to feel nothing. I just wanted to be numb. And now I'm here in Overtown. I'm selling my body to get my next fix. I'm getting beaten on a daily basis. The struggle every day, waking up, making sure I have dope, making sure I have needles. I mean, if you can see, I'm all beat up from missing dope. I will never snort dope again. I think I'm more addicted to the high of a needle than I am the dope itself. I've lost everything. All my clothes. I don't have anything as we speak now.
Do you have a place to sleep at night?
I have nowhere to sleep. There's days where it's to the point where I have literally fallen asleep crossing a road because I'm that fucking tired. I'm addicted to Molly. Molly is probably my favorite high out here.
And that's ecstasy?
It's MDMA or whatever they want to call it, but it's basically the new crack of this generation. That's what they call it. It's a crack high, basically intensified times 100 when you shoot it, and that's what makes all these bumps and the misses of missing Molly. It fucks you up. But the high is amazing to me. It's just a part of trying to get my drugs is. I know I'm better than this. I'm a mother and I'm a mom at the end of it. No matter what, at the end, in the beginning, I'm a woman. And to have to sell my soul for $10 if I'm having a bad day, and I've done it, where there's girls out here selling their self for a hit of crack.
Do you know, because it's for people that aren't in this situation, it's hard to truly understand Like, so what is it? Because you're clearly miserable. Like, you don't want to keep doing it. But what is it that makes it so difficult to stop? Is it the dope sickness?
I am scared shitless of being dope sick. I will do anything I have to do to make sure I'm not dope sick. I can be going to detox right now as we speak. At the point, an addict will do anything to not be dope sick. It is our biggest fear.
What can you describe it?
It is just thinking about it makes my stomach turn. It is every muscle in your body. It aches. You're shitting on yourself. You're throwing up at the same time.
How long does it last for? A couple days?
It's 3 solid days. My worst withdrawal was when I was last in jail. Because I've never been arrested before in my life until all this started happening. I've been arrested for 1 petty theft and 1 driving with a suspended license, and I've done over 2 months for driving with a suspended. And my last time I was incarcerated, it was the worst withdrawal of my life. I was shitting and peeing on myself, and I didn't even know it. I wouldn't move. I wouldn't eat. The smell of food would make me hurl. I could feel my body just decaying away. It felt like. But then they gave me Suboxone, and it helped. It did help. But then it's like, Suboxone is a whole other addiction. Why do I want to start one addiction to get on a whole other addiction?
Well, could you be on Suboxone and begin to get your life back together?
I have. It does help. It does help in the right.
Because it
you
could
take
be
it the right way.
The lesser of the two evils, maybe. At least, it's a step.
It's a step. It definitely is a start. But long term wise, what is the difference between me being addicted to one thing and me being addicted to another thing? Me just being clean? Because I'm going to be going through a really bad withdrawal when I get off Suboxone. Same as dope. If I don't have my Suboxone, I'm sick.
But could you...
And it's just as expensive.
Oh, so you have to pay for the Suboxone.
If you don't have the right insurance or you don't have insurance, I was paying $200 just to see my Suboxone doctor, plus $80 a prescription. So it was cheaper to do dope for me. Why am I going to do 1 pill a day when I have to pay $20 for 1 pill, or I can buy 1 bag of fentanyl and it lasts me 2 days? When it's a little bag like this, it lasts me 2 days and it's only $10. When 1 pill can last me 4 hours.
The time that you said that you did clean up, and you said you were clean for about 3 months, you said? Mm-hmm. How did you do that?
To be honest, I didn't have a choice. I was incarcerated. I went into a program to try to get my kids' rights back. It felt good. It did feel good. Like, I could finally... When I walked out of jail, I was actually saying, like, I'm free. Like, for the first time in my life, I had a burden off my shoulder. Like, I didn't have to wake up. I didn't have to look over for a needle. I didn't have to, oh my God, I need to make sure I go to bed with a bag of dope on me. And it felt great. Like, I thanked the guards and everything when I walked out. And I walked out to what? To come back here. Well, what's here? Nothing but dope.
You mean like you literally walked out and
you're
I'm
here?
Yeah.
I overdosed every day for a week when I got out of jail. Every day, every day for 1 week, I was doing 10 bags of dope a day. To when I got out of jail, I was doing a half a bag of dope, and I overdosed every time. And I didn't realize I was doing it. I thought, hey, I was doing 10 bags a day. What is a half a bag going to do for me? And next thing you know, I'm having people wake me up, Narcaning me, and it's scary. It's peaceful. It was peaceful for me, but I have 4 kids depending on me, and it's fucked up to say, but in Overtown, you will actually see somebody overdosing on the side of the street, and they will literally walk the fuck over you and just let you die. They don't give a fuck about you. The dealers wouldn't give a fuck about you. You could sit there, beg and plead, be overdosing, throwing up, turning blue in their face, and they will literally walk the fuck over you and not give a fuck. And I have saved a lot of lives out here, but I've seen a lot of lives lost.
How long have you been in Overtown?
2 years, going on 3. I say I'm at the point right now where I'm there. I'm fed up. I want help, but I have the resources that are helping me with the needle exchange right now. They're a great program. They do help to clean needles. They help me with the Suboxone. They're trying to help me with everything, but they're saying you gotta go to detox.
But you don't want to?
I do.
But
that detox. That word detox. That withdrawal. No, not ready yet. I'll wait. And I keep postponing it.
What do you think you're waiting for? Like,
I don't want to be sick.
But I mean, you think, and that is actually seems worse to you than just the day-to-day out here? Because it's a chance to get your life back.
It is. And some days I would say absolutely right. It's not worth it. And then there's days when I'm having a good day, when I'm making money in my pocket and I'm getting high all day. And I'm like, fuck that. I don't want to be sick. Like, I don't care. You know. But I'm postponing the inevitable. You know. I need to either get clean or I'm gonna die out here. There's no happy ending in this life. It's either jail or you're dead. I've heard stories about so many amazing girls out here that have died. One out of every 7 stories you hear that a girl got through it. That's amazing. I do want to get through this. I do want to be able to say I'm stronger. I do want the help. It's just the point of actually going and taking that step and getting through that detox. That's the only thing that scares me. I have to do it. I know I do. It's just actually taking that first step that is the motherfucker.
I mean, every day that you're, I guess, wake up and you're still alive is another chance. And the type of environment that you're explaining, like, something could happen at any time to where you don't have that chance anymore. So
absolutely. And you don't realize that until it's too late. Until I'm in the hospital with God barely beaten or I'm dead. And you don't realize how lucky you are. You know, with heroin, you're playing Russian roulette with your life. When somebody overdoses on this shit, you actually say, where is that dope? I want that dope. There's somebody that overdosed on. Why do you want that dope? That's the best dope. They just overdosed on it. I want that shit. Why the fuck would you do that with your life? That's just our addict mentality. We want that dope that they just overdosed on. We will literally hunt that shit down to go find that dope they just overdosed on.
Wow.
Why? For what? Like, are we that fucked up?
Can you describe what the high is like? Is it just completely remove every negative feeling?
It's just every fucking worry you have, it just goes away. I mean, it's not a permanent thing. Of course, you know, you start going through your detox feeling and you're getting sick and everything's full force. It's just delaying everything. Because everything's there when you're sober and you're starting to get sick and you have to go out and make more money. It's just that rush that I just don't want to deal with it right now in time. You know what I mean? Like, I'll deal with it tomorrow. And I've been saying that for almost 3 years now.
Yeah, and there's not always going to be a tomorrow, so...
There's not. And I'm grateful for every day that I'm alive. And like I said, I keep telling myself every day, I'm going to do it. And...
Are you still in contact with any family?
I don't have any. My children's father won't talk to me at all. I can't talk to my kids. I lost all the rights. And I don't have any family that I talk to.
And that could only... That could all be fixed, I'm sure, if you...
That's all I wanted. And when my daughter just got proposed to, she's about to get married, and I should be there for that. Like I said, I don't want to be my mom, and I am, and my daughter won't talk to me because of it. And I know all I gotta do is get right, and she'll talk to me. I have 4. My middle child, she calls me her. She says I'm mommy's little mini me. She looks just like me. Me and my kids were very close. The fucked up thing is, I never let my husband know. I don't know how he didn't know, but he never knew I was addicted to nothing. I don't know how he didn't know his wife would wake up and take 10 Percocets a day. I don't know. Or, you know, the days I didn't have my Percocets, where he'd come home and nothing was done. The kids were running around like a mayhem and the house was destroyed and I'm on the couch sick. But in the days I did have my Percocets, the house was clean, dinner was cooked, and everybody was happy. But I think a lot of the addiction, it starts off with doctors. A lot of the doctors that have put all of us on pain pills and then cut us off completely and said, you know, you gotta pay for it now, and we can't afford it when we can afford a bag of dope that's a lot cheaper than a pain pill that they're prescribing us. So I believe that the doctors have a lot to do with this problem right now.
Yeah.
They gave it to us and then totally took it away, everything we had, and we're not going to be sick. You know, people actually do need pain meds. And that's where it all went downhill, is when they started making it harder to get the pain pills, the Roxys. That's when the fentanyl came in, and the heroin, and that's when it started going bad, quick. If you would have told me that I would be here 3-4 years ago, I would have laughed at you, saying I'm shooting dopey everywhere. I don't even like needles. I hated needles. I'm scared, petrified of needles. Now, if I go in my purse, I have a needle in there right now. Why? Because you get more addicted to the needle rush than you do the dope itself, I think. I have stopped the needle a few times. Because again, you get addicted to it, but it hurts. Like I'm hurting.
Yeah, it looks painful.
Yeah. But it's still another. I snort it, then I snort it. I'm still getting high off the same way. It's just, it comes to you slowly. I do want to get help. At the end of this, I want to be able to become a counselor and help at least one person get through this. At least if I can change one person's way of thinking and help them with an addiction and help them get through this, that's my goal. I want to be able to look at my kids and say, look, mommy's gone through this. Mommy's gone through some tough shit in her life. This is what I went through, and I'm here, kids. I'm back. I've gone through it, and I'm here alive talking to you. That's what I want to be able to get out of all this.
Well, it's totally possible, and
it is.
I mean, you're clearly a good person, and you want to do the right thing, but the
first step is the biggest step.
Thank you so much for talking to me. I do appreciate you sharing your story. I know it's super difficult to talk about. So thank you very much.
Thank you.